at Fenella Quinn's yard up in the beautiful Aberdeenshire, and Fenella's going to give us a little tour around the yard, and we're going to look at some of her fantastic horses. She might even give us a little twirl on one or two if we're lucky. So Fenella, let's start off. Tell us a little bit about Fenella Quinn.
So I'm a dressage rider based up here in the northeast of Scotland. I've been doing dressage for 10 years now, which also means I've been at this gorgeous yard for 10 years now. My mum and I bought it as a functioning farm, and we turned it into a yard that we could keep all our horses on. And over the last 10 years, I've gone from an amateur kind of leisure rider that did a little bit of everything and who just started doing dressage, and I now compete at International Grand Prix. And I have some lovely young horses along with my advanced horses, and it's good. It's busy, but it's good. It's good fun.
And I believe you started out life as into doing a bit of showing, and
I did, yeah. So I used to ride show ponies when I was younger. I had a beautiful grey pony who I still have, and we competed at county level, and we did show pony and show hunter pony and working hunter as well, which was really good fun. And I carried on into showing when I got my first horse, and we did, again, county level showing with him before realising that he was really good in the dressage arena, and that was kind of the natural progression from there.
Yeah, I think so many riders actually, dressage riders. I mean, even Charlotte, started out life as in the show ring. So I think it does. There must be some really good crossover between showing and dressage.
Absolutely. Like as a kid, even when I did a bit of everything. I did jumping and things as well, but I was always obsessed with having them going nicely and riding. I loved riding on the flat, and I loved working on the way of going, because obviously for showing, that's what you want. You want them to go nicely. So. I think it is a really natural progression to go from that into the dressage world, and it's funny how many people you do meet that have started with that same kind of background.
And I do like the little thing that you've brought over from your showing background, which is your horses always look so beautifully turned out. They're always so well dressed.
Oh, thank you. Well, I like to keep them looking good.
Yeah. You like a bit of matchy-matchy.
I do.
You always match beautifully. So can't wait to see them a bit later on.
Yeah.
So right, we'll go and have a chat to some of the horses.
Great. So this is Barcelona de Mallory, who we call Barca at home. She's a rising 9-year-old mare by Bretton Woods. We got her about 15 months ago from a stud in France, where she'd been competed in young horse classes and done very well as a 7-year-old particularly. She is a proper princess and a complete unicorn. We always say she's our real life unicorn. She's unbelievably beautiful, but also unbelievably spicy. So she is as hot as they come, but also as talented. So right now we compete at advanced medium with the hope to move up to PSG this year, and I will hope that she's going to be one to go all the way to Grand Prix.
And because she's hot and spicy, in terms of her feed, we need to keep her feed very low starch, very low energy. So actually Barca is, to say that she's competing at quite a high level, we actually just use the Stam 30 as a balancer for her feed, alongside the super fibre cubes, just to add a little bit more calories into her diet as well. But she does look amazing on that, doesn't she?
She looks amazing and she feels amazing, and everyone always compliments her on how great she looks. So yeah, she's absolutely thriving on it.
And she's definitely the pink princess.
Yeah. Girl. Here is Houghton's Delicato, also known as Del. So he's quite a well-known guy. He was the former team ride of Carl Hester, and then he was also owned by Fiona Bigwood. We've only been a partnership since last October, so we're still very new to one another, but I have high hopes for things we're going to accomplish together. So yeah, he's a man who knows his job. He's very charming, proper gentleman, and has us all wrapped around his little hooves already, don't you?
And we're going to watch him be ridden a little bit later.
Yes.
So yeah, we shall look forward to that.
And this gorgeous boy here is Scotty. So he is a 4-year-old gelding by Feedertans. We've owned Scotty since he was just a few weeks old, and he's an absolute sweetheart. He's as sweet as he is pretty, and just a lovely person to have around. He's only just started his riding career, so he was just backed a couple months ago. So we're just doing some really light work at the moment. He only gets worked 3 or 4 times a week. and he gets lots of time in the field, which is why he is covered in mud right now, because he's been out having fun with his friends. So hopefully, yeah, he'll be another really exciting horse for the future, but for now we're just going to take our time and let him figure things out at his own pace.
So Dell knows exactly where the Munchie tub lives, and he was straight there after his ride. I think you deserved that, gorgeous boy. It's like, who, me? So we're now in Fenella's feed store. So we've got plenty of different types of feed stacked up in here. So the main one you use Fenella, what most of the horses are on, is the Stam 30.
Yeah.
So the Stam 30 is the balancer which we use for performance horses. We also use it for stud horses as well. It's 30 because it's 30% protein. So for these horses what are in a lot harder work, there's protein there to support the muscle development. And a lot of yours are quite good doers actually, aren't they? So they don't really require massive amounts of calories. So some are just on Stam, aren't they?
And it's great because I like that I don't have to feed them buckets and buckets full of feed for them to have enough energy and to look good. You know, like you say, a couple of mine are on literally chaff and cup of balancer twice a day, and it's great. I don't have to feed them buckets, and they all look fantastic and feel great on it too.
Yeah.
So.
And then the other one we tend to use a lot of is the super fibre cubes. So again, the super fibre cubes is quite a staple energy source for horses, so really low energy, but it's just adding a few more calories into those ones what maybe just want a little bit more than the Stam 30. The super fibre cubes just add that little bit more calories into the diet without sending them wild, which obviously some of them have plenty of natural energy and you're not really wanting that type of energy for some of them. We also have the relief cubes. So the relief cubes would be used again for maybe horses what just require that slightly more calories in the diet than the super fibre cubes. Again, suitable for horses with gastric ulcers or prone to gastric ulcers. So that would be more of a performance feed, which is going to give you that stamina type energy rather than that fizzy, buzzy type energy. And then on the end, we can just about see we've got a few bags of the competition fit cubes. So the competition fit cubes is for which horse?
Mainly for Dell. He just, works, obviously working a Grand Prix and competing at Grand Prix. It's physically really demanding of him. And he's not naturally the most energetic boy in the barn. So it gives him just a little bit of extra oomph and enough energy to be able to do what I want him to do easily.
Yeah, so it just gives you that little bit more fast releasing energy. You've got that more off your leg energy, whereas the relief cues give you that sort of stamina, that sort of slow release energy rather than that fast release energy which we get from the competition fit cubes. Yeah. And then right down here in the corner we also have another one of our balancers, which is the essential balancer. So which guys are on this? I can guess.
Well, this is for my older retired horses. We still have my pony, my first horse, my mum's horse. We have quite a few of, we call them our little OAPs. So this is for those guys who just need, you know, to be kept in good condition for in retirement. They're not really doing anything. So again, we don't have to feed them too much, and they're all great on it. Yeah,
and again, like a couple of your old guys have got Cushing's disease as well, so low sugar, low starch, low calorie, so just provides them with all the protein, vitamins and minerals that they need for a balanced diet, but without triggering any other sort of problems what they may have.
Yeah.
So this is the feed van. And plenty of it.
Yeah. This is Comet. Comet was my second pony who I got when I was 12, so we've been together 16 years now. He is 28 this year, so he's an old man. He's been retired for the last 4 or 5 years, and he just lives a really happy life of retirement. He spends all day in the field with his friends, and then he comes into a nice cozy stable at night time, and when the weather gets better for summer, he'll live out all the time. He's a very special boy to me. We had many great adventures together, and now he's just my special old man, aren't you? Yes.
Oh, he's lovely.
I love him so much.
Oh.
This is Mambo. He is a rising 6-year-old stallion by Daily Diamond, and he is owned by Jackie Ross, my mum. He is a super special boy for many reasons, one of which is that he actually only has one eye. He had to have his right eye removed last year following a really horrible bout of uveitis, and despite excellent care from excellent specialists, we just weren't able to save the eye. So it was a scary time. We didn't know how he would adapt to life as a dressage horse. Would he be able to come back to the former, you know, wonderful self that he had been? But he put all those fears to rest and has come back even better than before. He is amazing to work with. He has the best temperament. He's so talented, and you would never know riding him that he only has one eye. Just yesterday, he went out for his first ever elementaries, and he won both his classes with over 77% in each test. So I'm really, really excited for the future and everything that's to come with this special guy.
So we're now out at the sand pens, which you've got at the side of the stables.
Yeah.
So do your horses get turned out every day?
They do. They get out every day. So most days they get out to the field, but right now we actually, I'm not sure if you'll hear in the background, we have the fencer fixing a broken fence. But they get out 365 days a year, mostly to the field, but if for any reason, if the ground is really badly frozen or really, really, really wet, then they come out to these sand pens. So we make sure they get outside and get free time every single day.
Oh, bless them, and they look very happy out there, having a bit of sunshine. And I've noticed as well with the stables, you might have noticed from one of the other clips, all the stables have these fantastic views. So you've got the windows looking out of the barn as well. So they've got really good, really good views. They can have a look about. They've got lots of fresh air coming through as well.
The first thing we do in the morning is open the windows, and it's the last thing that gets closed before we go home. And as the weather improves, we leave the stable windows open until, you know, the late night checks when someone comes out and closes them. So yeah, they can spend all their days gazing outside, and there's lots of fresh air in the barn, and it's a really nice kind of light, airy place for them to be. So
yeah, and I've got to say that we're recording this at the back end of February, and this is Scotland, this is Aberdeen. Do not believe what people tell you about Scotland. It rains all the time and it's always cold. I've got my thin soft shell summer jacket on in February.
It's gorgeous
Aberdeen,
here.
so
it's been really, really nice. I was riding in a t-shirt earlier, so yeah, don't believe what they say. It's lovely up here.
So no, we've had such a good day. So I just like to finish off by saying thank you so much for showing us around the stables.
No problem at all.
It's been lovely. I mean, these horses are like 5-star treatment. They are so well looked after. They're so happy, and it's so lovely to see. So
Well,
yeah,
thank you so much, and thanks for coming to visit us.
Yeah.
And hope you guys all enjoy having a look around.
yeah, thank you so much.
No problem.